أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على خير خلقه محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين. Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Tomorrow, Saturday, will be the first day of the month of Rajab. 3 months in the year are highly respected, admired, and praised. These are Rajab, Sha'ban, and Ramadan. Of course, we know that the month of Ramadan cannot be compared to any other month because of the nights of Qadr, because of the merits of keeping fast, the revelation of the Quran being during the month of Ramadan, and all other merits. But according to the authentic narrations from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam and our Imams, they always paid more attention to these 3 months. They started by describing the month of Rajab as Rajab al-Asab. It means that abundance of blessings, favor, and mercy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is given to people during the month of Rajab. Exactly like a heavy rain is pouring down and changing the whole nature, the month of Rajab is described to be in the same way. So, what are the very happy days during this month that we celebrate? Of course, on the 10th of Rajab, we celebrate the birth anniversary of the 9th Imam, Imam Muhammad al-Jawad alayhi salam. On the 13th, we celebrate the birth of Imam Ali alayhi salam, the commander of faithful, the one who was the gate to the city of knowledge. That is the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam, when he said, "Ana madinatul ilm wa aliyun babuha." I am the city of knowledge, and Ali is the gate and entrance to it. On the 27th of Rajab, brothers and sisters, we celebrate the beginning of the message of Islam, when for the first time Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed to his chosen messenger Muhammad al-Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam the beginning of the Quran. He was appointed to be the last and final messenger. So, Al-Mab'ath in 27th, 13th to celebrate the birth anniversary of Imam Ali alayhi salam, and the 10th is about Muhammad al-Jawad. Of course, we have in the beginning of month of Rajab again the birth anniversary of Imam Muhammad al-Baqir and many other occasions. So these are the happy occasions that we celebrate, inshallah. And from each one, of course, we show our loyalty to all Imams, especially the Imam of that particular day and event. Let us remember that from our Imams, we are highly recommended to recite a particular dua after each prayer of the, for example, 5 daily prayers, whether after Salat al-Fajr, Dhuhr and Asr, Maghrib and Isha. It is highly recommended to communicate with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in reciting this dua, this communication with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. يا من أرجوه لكل خير وآمنوا سخطه عند كل شر. يا من يعطي الكثير بالقليل. يا من يعطي من سأله. يا من يعطي من لم يسأله ومن لم يعرفه تحننا منه ورحمة. أعطني بمسألتي إياك جميع خير الدنيا وجميع خير الآخرة، واصرف عني بمسألتي إياك جميع شر الدنيا وشر الآخرة، فإنه غير منقوص ما أعطيت وزدني من فضلك. So, I'm going to translate few phrases from this dua. First of all, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the source of every goodness. Out of His mercy provides for every creature. Out of His wisdom ordains and gives the facilities, provides the facilities for each creature to deal with its task. And that is very, very important to know, that when we hope Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all these kinds of goodness. Now, the first phrase is this: يا من أرجوه لكل خير. O whom I hope for receiving every goodness. Of course, if goodness is knowledge, I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to widen and deepen my understanding about life, about the knowledge, and permitting me to take every step to expand my knowledge, whether it is for the religious matters or for business or social activities or other virtues and moralities. So, knowledge is one of the examples, one of the aspects of goodness. Being clear, having clear vision about things, being able to analyze, weigh things, and decide to go for the best, again, is something we can call it as an aspect of goodness. Provision, being provided with all matters that permit me to live, to live, to survive, to support my family financially. And in addition to that, being respected in the community because they never noticed any harm or disrespect from me, but rather always noticed and observed that I am a caring person. So all these are examples and aspects of what? Goodness. So, يا من أرجوه لكل خير. O whom I hope and anticipate and wait to be honored, privileged to receive that goodness from Allah. The second phrase that it is important for us to know: يا من يعطي الكثير بالقليل. A little effort, but great reward. يعطي الكثير بالقليل. Brothers and sisters, let's remember that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that if you do good, if you practice in the right manner, so when you do good, when you bring something and provide something which is good for individuals, for the society, for the community, and for creating some sort of enlightenment in the mind of others. So this is something which we call it al-kathir, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, of reward for al-qalil from us. You literally do, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you for that. And according to the Quran, من جاء بالحسنة فله عشر أمثالها. Every single unit of goodness, good behavior, good deed is multiplied by 10 times, whilst when you do something wrong, it remains 1 unit. So you do a little, you pray not only the daily prayers which are obligatory, rather the voluntary prayers, nawafil. It is just few minutes more, but the reward for that, as it is reported by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the error-free Imams alayhi salam, is great. You fast not only the month of Ramadan, but you are able to, and you have the opportunity to fast in other days during the month of Ramadan. Not only that, month of Rajab and Sha'ban. So, يا من يعطي الكثير بالقليل. The little you do, the greater reward that you receive. The next one, يا من يعطي من سأله يا من يعطي من لم يسأله ومن لم يعرفه. So, there are two situations. The first situation is that we beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we ask Him to grant us anything good. Sometimes we don't ask, He gave us, He grant to us what is good, although we don't ask for it. In another occasion, we see that even those who deny the existence of God, the existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, those who don't bother to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all of His bounties and grace, even though Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not cut His provision, does not cause any harm to person, even those who ignore Him and do not submit to His will. يا من يعطي من سأله, those who ask Him. يا من يعطي من لم يسأله, those who don't ask. من لم يعرفه, those who even don't recognize, don't know. Now, after that, أعطني بمسألتي إياك. Oh Allah, grant me via what I ask you for. جميع خير الدنيا وجميع خير الآخرة. Brothers and sisters, there are people who only need the betterment and advance in the worldly affairs. But we observe in the Quran, in the du'as, in the practice of our Imams, the practice of the Prophet, of course, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the Imams, that it is highly recommended to ask for both, to be concerned about both the goodness of this life and the hereafter. And that is what we ask Him after each salah during the month of Rajab. أعطني بمسألتي إياك جميع خير الدنيا وجميع خير الآخرة. The goodness of this life and the hereafter. واصرف عني بمسألتي إياك جميع شر الدنيا وشر الآخرة. So, keep away from me, O Allah, the evil, the atrocities of this life and what will happen in the hereafter. فإنه غير منقوص ما أعطيت. Whatever you do doesn't cause you any deficiency at all, because you are the one who does not need anybody else, whilst everybody else needs you and relies upon your favors. Brothers and sisters, let's seize the opportunity of these great days, the month of Rajab, from the beginning up to the end, and being prepared for the month of Sha'ban, and of course the holy month of Ramadan. So that is a great season. Let us work hard to get the best of results, the best of fruits from the divine garden, and at the same time we be happy to be both physically and spiritually in a position that entitles us to go closer to Allah's pleasure. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.